Hey girl, I'm not a Proverbs 31 woman and I'm not planning on becoming one. But did you know that 60% of women report feeling a pressure to perform a specific version of femininity? And studies show that when we try to force ourselves into an identity that does not fit, our brain actually registers it as a threat. Your nervous system is literally under stress trying to be somebody you are not. And I think that explains a lot of what you might be feeling right now. Because girl, I see you. You're genuinely trying to do this right. You actually care about your faith, not just going through motions. But everywhere you look, somebody's trying to hand you a version of what a girl is supposed to be. And none of them feel like you. In church spaces is the Proverbs 31 woman. And I know you've heard about her. And she's not bad, genuinely. But somehow she became the standard that even grown women cannot seem to reach. It starts to feel like being a Christian girl means being this specific, polished, perfectly put together thing. Quiet, gentle, organized, basically never struggling. Then you open your phone and it's the complete opposite. That girl routines, it girl aesthetics, hot girl this, unbothered girl that. Femininity as a whole personality you perform for an audience. Your worth measured in how good your life looks from the outside. And you're sitting here like, okay, but where do I go? None of these feel real. None of these feel like me. And girl, let me tell you that that's not you being difficult. That's actually your gut telling you something very important. Psychologists actually have a name for what happens when you stop exploring who you are and just grab the nearest available identity because it feels safer. They call it identity foreclosure. And here's why that matters for you right now. This season of your life is literally the most important time for figuring out who you actually are. When you skip that process and just adopt whatever box seems the most acceptable, whether that's the good church girl box or the aesthetic girly box, it follows you. It shows up as anxiety, as people pleasing, as this feeling that you're always slightly performing instead of resting in yourself. Your brain is literally wired right now to be asking the question, who am I? And that's not a crisis. That's exactly what's supposed to be happening right now. And you deserve real and honest answers, not just another box to jump into. Now let me show you something that actually changed the way how I read the Bible. Because scripture is full of women that are nothing alike. Esther had her whole life turned upside down with no perfect plan. She was scared. She said, if I perish, I perish. Which is honestly one of the most real things anyone has ever said in the Bible. Ruth was starting completely over with nothing but loyalty and quiet courage. Deborah was leading and speaking truth when no one expected her to. Mary said yes to something terrifying and world-changing before she had any of it figured out. Notice how none of them fit the same mold. None of them were trying to. And God didn't love the quiet ones more than he loved the bold ones. And he didn't love the strong ones more than he loved the gentle ones. He worked through all of them, through exactly who they already were. So here's what that means for you. She is clothed with strength and dignity, and she laughs without the fear of the future. That's Proverbs 31, verse 25. Not a checklist, not an aesthetic, a girl who knows who she is and isn't scared of what's coming next. That's the goal. And it looks different on every single woman who walks in it. Okay, so let's get practical because I don't want to just leave you with nice words. Here's what you can actually start doing this week. Number 1, do an honest audit of your feed. Go through who you follow and ask yourself this one question. When I finish scrolling this account, do I feel more or less like me? Not guilty, not inspired in a fake way, just more or less you. That answer matters. You're allowed to mute, unfollow, and curate a feed that doesn't quietly tell you every single day that you're not enough. Number 2, read one story of a woman in the Bible, not Proverbs 31. Just one this week. Esther, Ruth, Deborah, Mary Magdalene, Hagar. Pick one and actually read her story. Don't look for a lesson to apply. Just notice who she was, what she went through, and how God worked specifically for her. Let it remind you that there is no one template for a woman that God uses. Number 3, write down 3 things that are just simply true about you. Not things you want to be, not things you should be, just things that are true about you, of what you think and what you truly deeply care about. Then just sit with this question. God, how did you make me? And what does that mean for how I live? That's a different question for just trying to match a mold, and a much more honest one. Number 4, practice saying that's not for me without over-explaining yourself. When something, a trend, an expectation, a vibe doesn't fit you, you're allowed to step back and just not follow it. You don't have to justify it to anyone. You don't have to have a theological argument ready. Just, that's not for me. That's a muscle. And the more you use it now, the easier it gets. Number 5, find at least one real person that you can be unfinished around. Not a curated friendship, not someone you have to perform for. One person, a friend, a mentor, a youth leader, even a parent if that's safe for you. Someone with whom you can say, I don't know who I am yet, and have that to be okay. Community where you can be in progress is not optional. That's actually how you grow. You don't have to have yourself figured out right now. What you do get to do right now is to start paying attention to who you actually are, instead of trying on whatever version of a girl seems most acceptable in the room you're standing in. God didn't make a template, He made you. With your specific personality, your specific mind, and your specific story. And He's not waiting for you to become a different version of yourself before He uses you. He wants to work through the one He already made. And please remember to be patient with yourself while you're figuring this out, because you are a girl made on purpose, for a purpose, by someone who doesn't make mistakes. The world will keep handing you inboxes, and you don't have to take a single one of them. So if this video helped you at all, make sure to like and subscribe so we can keep building this safe space together. If you have any questions, make sure to drop them in the comments, because I read and answer every single one of them. I love you, and as always, stay freaking safe.